Some TV, the pulse of the nation.
Hey Taraba State, let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation, finance and commerce are at your fingertips 247. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Some TV, your premier 247 destination for local and international entertainment, news, and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Some TV. Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Some TV.
Supercab, safe, convenient, and affordable 247 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State.
Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria on Sun TV, your window into the pulse of the nation. Stay ahead of the headlines by following us on Facebook at Sun TV and subscribing to our YouTube channel at Sun TV Live. And now to the top headlines. WAEC released 2025 WAEC results for schools candidates. Buni urged new Emir of Gudi to champion peace, unity and development in Yobe State. And also in the state capital, Wike defends Abuja development strategy, cites stakeholders' inputs and long-term vision. I still remain Messigero, and now the news in full. The West African Examinations Council, WAEC, has released the result of the 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination for school candidates. In a statement on Monday, August 4th, WAEC announced that the candidates can now access their results online via the official portal using their examination details and result checker pins. A total of 1,973,253 students from 23,554 approved secondary schools sat for the examination. More performance statistics and regional breakdowns are expected to be published soon. In Yobe State, the governor, Mai Mala Buni, has urged the newly appointed Emir of Gudi, Alhaji Ismaila Ahmed Gadaka, to promote peace, unity and development within his emirate. Speaking during the official presentation of the appointment letter delivered by the Commissioner, Mohammed Bello Kuwawa, Buni highlighted the vital role of traditional rulers in community development and conflict resolution. The new emir who succeeds the late Alhaji Isa Buniwa Maiduguri pledged to serve with honesty and called for continued support for the state government. The event was attended by top traditional leaders, reflecting the emirate's significance in Yobe State. President Bola Tinubu and Senate President Godswill Akpabio have called on traditional rulers to promote peace and unity across Nigeria. Speaking through the representatives at the turbaning ceremony of Senator Ahmed Aliu Wadada in Lafia, both leaders emphasized the critical role of traditional institutions in fostering harmony. Tinubu, represented by the SGF George Akome, praised Wadada as a patriot and bridge builder, urging him to use this new title to advance national cohesion. Akpabio, represented by the Deputy Senate President Barau Jibrin, highlighted Wadada's developmental contributions. The Emir of Lafia also commended the senator, describing the honor as a continuation of his family's legacy of service. Moving on to reports on infrastructure and development initiative, the FCT Minister Nelson Wiki has defended his administration against criticism over development efforts in Abuja, asserting that the projects are based on stakeholders' engagement and sound urban planning. Speaking to journalists, Wiki said critic ignores the government's extensive consultations across the FCT's 6 area council, which led to the initiatives like Youth and Women Secretariat. He emphasized the role of infrastructure in attracting investment and dismissed unfounded criticism, urging Nigerians to acknowledge government achievements regardless of political bias. Wiki also noted that long-standing issues cannot be resolved in just 2 years. In Kwara State, the Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak has expressed satisfaction within the ongoing construction of the 49-kilometer Eyinkorin-Afon Ojoku-Ofo Odo-Otun road founded under the Federal Tax Credit Scheme through the BUA Group. During an inspection, he praised the project's quality and pace, noting its potentials to reduce travel time and boost local connectivity. The governor commended President Bola Tinubu for supporting infrastructure development under the Renewed Hope agenda and reiterated the state's support for his administration. He also lauded BUA's work on the other projects and visited the primary health care center renovation in Asal local government area, along with condolence visits and prayer session for the late Senate official. The Lagos State government has begun enforcing the e-camp system along the Lekki-Ekpe corridor to streamline truck operations and reduce congestion. Following months of planning and stakeholders' engagement, the initiative launched on August 1st with 7 fully equipped trucks parked and reduced parked usage fee of 10,000 naira. In collaboration with the EU Collab Technologies, the state has initiated a familiarization exercise for truck drivers, including free system testing and training. With around 10,000 trucks already registered, the system aims to eliminate illegal parking, safeguard infrastructure, improve traffic flow, and also promote economic activity. The stakeholders are urged to register and also cooperate. And reports on health and public safety hazards that the Oyo State government has begun distributing over 5 million insecticide-treated nets across its 33 local government area to fight against malaria. Health Commissioner Dr. Oluwaserimi Ajetumobi at the launch in Ibadan emphasized the protection of pregnant women and children. She warned against misusing, ordering, or selling the free nets, stating offenders would face legal actions. The new nets are breathable and designed for nightly use. Distribution runs from August 1st to the 7th with a mop-up effort planned to reach all households. Electronic tracking is being used to ensure transparency and also full coverage in the state's anti-malaria campaign. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has seized 16 containers of substandard drugs and wholesome tomato paste valued at over 20.5 billion naira at Onipot, Port Harcourt. The intercepted items included banned codeine syrup, tramadol, fake diclofenac, and unregistered tomato paste. NAFDAC's Director General Professor Muji Adeyeye commended the Nigerian Customs Service for its cooperation and warned against the importation of harmful products. She urged public vigilance and stressed the serious health risks posed by such products, reaffirming the agency's commitment to protecting public health through strict enforcement and stakeholders' collaboration. The Voice of Disability Initiative has called for improved and inclusive healthcare services for persons with disabilities in Kwara State. During an interactive session with the healthcare professionals in Ilorin, the group advocated for disability-inclusive sexual and reproductive health services. Speakers at the event emphasized that the PWDs deserve equal treatment and recognition in healthcare delivery. VDI representatives and facilitators urged professionals to prioritize justice over charity, while members of the Joint National Association of Persons with Disability expressed optimism that the engagement will lead to positive change. Moving on to education and youth empowerment, the Universal Basic Education Commission and the Nigerian Governors Forum have partnered to address Nigerians' dependent education crisis. At a high-level policy dialogue in Abuja, education leaders highlighted the urgent need to improve fundamental learning, especially in the North. UBEC's Executive Secretary Aisha Gaba described the crisis as severe, with millions of children either out of school or lacking basic literacy and numeracy skills. The meeting supported the $552 million Hope Edu program backed by the federal government and World Bank and other partners. The Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Said Ahmed, reiterated the government's commitment to education reform under the renewed Hope Agenda. Roundtable discussion with development partners addressed local challenges and explore sustainable solutions. A group known as Concerned Benue Citizens for Aliyah has petitioned the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, to investigate and prosecute former Benue State Commissioner for Water Resources, Environment and Climate Change, Honorable Ugwo Oda, and his associate, Honorable Abba Issa, over alleged fraud, embezzlement, and abuse of office. In a letter dated August 2, 2025, the group accused the duo of exploiting vulnerable women through fake empowerment programs, including Aliyah Center and food vendor schemes. They demanded the immediate arrest of both men, full refund for affected victims, especially 2,000 women from Ogbadibo local government area, and a thorough probe of financial transactions tied to the allegations. Governance, politics, and civil societies. The former House of Representatives member for Ukari Ibi Federal Constituency in Taraba State, Honorable Sidi Danjuma Usman, has resigned from the All Progressive Congress, citing disillusionment with the party's internal politics and deviation from democratic principles. Usman, who served in the 8th and 9th National Assembly, said his decisions followed months of reflection on the party's departure from its founding values. His fallout with the APC escalated after a legal battle over the Taraba South secretarial ticket, which ended with the Supreme Court ruling in favor of Senator David Jimkuta. Usman, while expressing no bitterness, said he remains committed to justice and development, but has yet to reveal his future political plans. The Police Service Commission has warned the public that recruitment into the constable cadre of the Nigerian Police Force has not yet begun. In a statement, PSC spokesperson Ikechukwu Ani dismissed circulating messages on social media inviting applications as false and misleading. He urged prospective applicants to wait for official announcements and warned fraudsters to stay away from the process or face legal consequences. The Commission reaffirmed its commitment to a transparent and lawful recruitment exercise. The Labour leaders have criticized the federal government's new trade union regulation policy, describing it as a strategy to suppress union activities and restrict workers' rights. Some affiliates of the Nigerian Labour Congress view the policy as an attempt to stiff freedom of expression and protest. NLC President Joe Ajaero condemned the move as government interference, noting it contradicts international labor organization principles. Similarly, Trade Union Congress, the president, Festus Osiofo, reaffirmed the commitment of both labor centers to unity and collective action in defending workers' interests against deceivists tactics. The Odua People's Assembly has accused former Senate President David Mark of attempting to destabilize the African Democratic Congress through an alleged forceful takeover of its leadership. In a statement signed by its national chairman, Kayode Richard Olatunji, the group criticized Mark's political history, citing his alleged role in the annulment of the June 12, 1993 election and the ongoing efforts they say undermine democratic values. OPA warned that such action threatens political stability and urged the federal government to hold accountable anyone working to sabotage democracy. The group also called for a renewed commitment to transparency and democratic principles. Moving on matters that concerns religion and cultural identity, the Church of Nigerian Anglican Communion has rejected the election of Reverend Cherry Van as the Archbishop of Wales, citing it as evidence of a departure from biblical teaching. In a statement signed by Primate Henry Ndukuba, the church endowed Van's known same-sex partnership and described her election as a threat to Anglican orthodoxy and global mission credibility. Ndukuba urged faithful Anglicans to resist the theological compromise and align with conservative Anglican bodies like GAFCON. He called for prayers for the church in Wales, warning of spiritual consequences if it fails to uphold spiritual doctrines. Van was elected after securing a 2/3 majority vote on July 30th, 2025. A former Minister of Land and Housing, Chief Nduese Essen, has criticized the call for the creation of Obolo State from part of Akwa Ibom, warning it could mark efforts to annex Ibibio ancestral land. Speaking during the installation of Okuibom Ibibio as the grand patron of Mboho Mpakarawa Ibibio, Essen described the litigation as a renewed attempt to take over Ibibio territory, including Stubbs Creek Forest, which was long contested. He cited previous failed efforts in 1993 and 2014 and urged vigilance. Essence also called on Ibibio youth to preserve their heritage and socio-cultural groups to advocate for justice. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. Stay tuned as we still have more exciting news ahead.
Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Hey Taraba State, let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation, finance and commerce are at your fingertips 24/7. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Som TV, your premier 24/7 destination for local and international entertainment, news, and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Sun TV. Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Sun TV.
Super Cab, safe, convenient and affordable 247 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State.
Glad to have you back. Now, ongoing to community and environmental concerns, residents of Onu Ebonyi in Abalake local government area of Ebonyi State have appealed to the government for urgent action to prevent persistent flooding caused by overflow from the nearby Ebonyi River. Village head Chief Christopher Esia reported annual destructions of homes, properties and crops. Locals criticized previous dredging projects for deviating from natural water channels, worsening the situation. Despite intervention like the canal by the new map, many residents remain stranded during heavy rains. Community members urged Governor Francis Nwefuru to compel contractors to revisit the area. With more rainfall forecast and Ebonyi among the 11 flood-prone states, many residents have fled, while others live in fear. In Gombe State, the Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya has announced the death of Alhaji Ali Jiji, a prominent community leader, politician and businessman who died on Saturday after a brief illness. In a statement by his spokesperson, the governor described the late Jiji as a dedicated public servant whose contributions to Gombe's development include his role at the Aska Cement and a district head of Gadma were impactful. He offered prayers for the deceased and extended condolences to his family, friends, and associates. And that concludes this power-packed edition of News Across Nigeria, brought to you by Sun TV. But it doesn't stop here. Stay tuned for more captivating lineup of programs exclusively on Sun TV. And also don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Sun TV and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sun TV Live. My name is Mercy Juru, and thanks for watching.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone.